based on what my other customers say, the first thing they tell me, wow, you're blonde, you're a girl, and you speak English? You know, those are the three things that people really concentrate on. And then they'll ask me, were you born here? And I'll tell them, no, I'm from Russia, St. Petersburg. They're like, you have perfect English. I'm like, well, I went to school here for most of my life, and I'm going for my master's now. I hope it'd be a little bit better.
People will come into the cabin like, oh my God, it's a girl. Oh my God, it's a woman. Oh, this is so exciting. What is she doing here? Is she a passenger that got lost? She couldn't possibly be driving a taxi. I don't look the part, I don't dress the part. I mean, it's not who I am. I wear a baseball cap now, a good part of the time.
Like, I had this one girl that said, oh, wow, you're a female cab driver. What's a girl doing here, Mommy? And Mommy was like, oh, you know, she's driving a cab. She's like, but boys drive cabs. Like, no, females could drive too, honey, I drive. And she was like, well, boys do it better. And her mom was like, oh my God. She's like, no, honey, what are you talking about? No.
I think most women think that it's probably not a safe job and that it's too grueling. It's a 12-hour shift.
Oh, it is male-dominated, but I think what's also important to understand that it's immigrant-dominated, and that's English as second language. And I'm not sure where the transition happened, but when I was growing up, it was little old Jewish men who were driving taxis. And I think with time, more and more people were coming into this country and needed work and wanted to give their children better lives, and they come in as all kinds of PhDs and non-PhDs. You got the ones up here and the ones down here, but they can't get work. And so this is steady work for them.
I'm actually from Russia, St. Petersburg. My parents came here when I was 9, so I am an immigrant, but I feel like most of my life I was here, so I'm very, very much New Yorkanized. And I think that really comes off with the way that I interact with people. Although some people do say that I have a slight accent. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's more Brooklyn accent than anything. And I take a lot of initiative to make sure that I am groomed. Pretty or not, that's for you to decide. But the fact that I, like to make sure that my hair looks decent, I've showered, makeup on, and nails done, yes. It is Saturday at 7:30 in the morning, and usually it's more of a dead period, I would call it. There's practically no jobs out there, no customers, because people are sleeping. I'll sometimes get my car as early as 3 o'clock in the morning or 3:30, so my morning is pretty early. I start at 5 o'clock to 5. I'm working 3 to 4 days a week, but that's 3 days alone is like almost 40 hours. 4 days is like 50 to 52 hours. I am a full-time student in Brooklyn College. I am going for my master's in urban policy and administration because I'm still young and, want to do things. You just juggle.
I'm a photographer, and I take the camera with me every time I'm in the cab. Some days I'm making lots of photos, and some days I will only make a few, but every day I make something. I do portraits and reportage, like fly on the wall kind of work, and I also do my own personal work, which is more macro oriented. Objet that maybe you're not sure exactly what it is, so that it becomes more abstract. I started off doing the day shift, and I really wanted to switch to nights, and they said, no, you haven't driven enough, you don't have enough experience, and it's dangerous, but I kept pushing them. So finally they gave me nights. So that shift is also, it's 4 to 4. For me, it's a real piece of candy. It's eye candy to come over the bridges and see the light. At night, especially on the weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, people can be really drunk, and so they're not themselves, so they can be difficult or get sick in the car, or those are not things you really want to have to deal with.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Right, no problem.
I think this is
You
one of the
sure
nicest
about the
gifts
test?
I've
You
received.
don't want to know where that came from, okay?
But if you,
Ew, have you wiped yourself with it?
but if you guys want to come to a club,
Oh yeah, you can't walk with us.
Okay, guys.
Go.
See ya. Gotta work.
Thank you.
Have fun.
It's a totally different feel of what New York is during day and what New York is during night. I did night shifts before, and it's nuts. It's crazy. It's fun, but at the same time, like I had a couple of situations where I was dealing with a crackhead and a pit bull and a huge TV, and you have to go outside and put the TV in the trunk, and you're like looking at this guy, and he's worried out, and I'm like, maybe those $20 more are not worth it.
So I picked this guy up, and he gets in, and he says, make a right turn. And I said, okay. And he said, turn the radio on. I said, okay. I said, do you want to tell me where we're going? He said, just drive. He said, okay, make another right turn. So we're basically going around the block. I was like, you know what, sir? Maybe it's better if you get out of the cab and you find another cab driver who knows exactly where you're going, so you don't overpay for someone who's going to get lost. And he said, well, do you have $2 I could have for the subway? And I was like, oh my God. So he was going to take me up there, jump out of the cab, and this happens apparently. This is all part of the industry. So I was like, oh my God, and I was like, okay, he's gonna see my wallet, and I said to myself, you know what, if he takes the money, who cares? It's only money. As long as I'm safe, that's okay, I don't mind. So I pulled $2 out of my wallet, and I gave it to him, and then my phone, the email went off, the noise, and I just pretended it was a phone call, and I picked it up. So I thought it would get him out of the cab even faster. And so I put the phone down here, and I said, okay, well, good luck. And then he shoved his hand through the divider, and he said, here, you want this gold chain? And I was like, no, that's really sweet of you, thank you, but good luck. And he got up.
You know that you'll finish around 5 or something like that, but in between part of what happens from 5 or 4 o'clock in the morning to 5 in the evening, you don't know. You could start off with the same route, but you don't know how it's going to go. And I think it's pretty remarkable.
You have a captive audience here. You know, you're captive, they're captive, and if they're interested in talking, you can learn so much about so many different walks of life from all over the world and from all different parts of the country and with all different kinds of professions, and it's a real learning experience.
I think that the more women cab drivers, the better. I think we're a little bit more softer and better with customer service than someone that probably has a lot of testosterone breaking through at the end of the day. And believe me, I even developed some testosterone working in this field because, you know, it's very stressful. It would just be such a happier industry if there was more females.
How many cabs did you try to stop?
More like the third, but nobody was really.
Yeah. No. All guys, right? Yeah. See? Women rule.